In this video, I'm going to be taking you on a journey through every one of Taylor Swift's eras throughout the time period she lived through them by presenting the LEGO Taylor Swift minifigure series I created. Seeing how Taylor Swift went from a high school girl to the richest woman alive over the span of 18 years, I'd say she's pretty popular. Some would even say she's the man. So if you haven't heard about her, don't touch your grass. I mean, what are you doing? It's okay to come out of your room once in a while. Anyways, we're going to be looking at and discussing every era from her debut to her Midnight's era while they happened. To portray the different years I'm traveling through to experience Taylor's original eras, there will be LEGO sets that were released in the year the eras happened to build a connection between Taylor Swift and the LEGO group throughout the time periods. I also want to recognize that Taylor Swift re-recorded her own versions of the albums, but I'm not using them in this video in order to show you her experience through them as they happened. Please note that all the figures you see in this video are custom and not official LEGO minifigures. Also, there will be a bunch of Taylor Swift references as we go along, so keep track and let me know down in the comments section how many you could find. Now, let's get into the video. Let's travel back to 2006 where Taylor's music career began. For those who don't know, her first few albums were more country focused, so to represent this we have an acoustic guitar. For the minifigure itself, I took inspiration from the cover photo for her debut album, and I think I was able to capture that look really well. I used a blonde wavy hairpiece that is like the way Taylor used to style her hair, and a blue shirt with white pants to represent a more country look. If this piques your interest, just wait until you guys see the next video featuring Taylor Swift on my channel. I promise you it won't be invisible for long. Moving into 2008, the Clone Wars has begun, as well as Taylor's Fearless era. I looked at Taylor's Eras Tour concert in order to gain inspiration for this outfit and was pleased with the result. The minifigure has a blonde hairpiece with bangs, which was the hairstyle Taylor used throughout the tour, as well as her tan dress, which I used an old Jedi robe for, with short tan legs that had to be taken from Master Yoda. I also tried my hand at making her silver boots, but only had dark gray pieces. I swear I had silver pieces for the boots, but Yoda must have taken them in exchange for his legs, which was pretty mean. I don't even want to know what he will use those pieces for. Taylor's next album was Speak Now in 2010. This is one of my favorite albums, and I wanted the figure to represent her during this era as accurately as I could. I used this long wavy blonde hairpiece and a smiling face with blonde eyebrows for her head. I also found a lavender torso and used light nougat arms and hands to represent the sleeveless dress. For the dress itself, I was able to build it out of different lavender curve slopes using snot bricks and 1x2 plates to hold it all together. I also gave her a guitar as an accessory so she could speak now. I know this minifigure will never grow up. Red is the next album Taylor released in 2012, and this era certainly was sad, beautiful, and tragic. I once again looked at the Eras Tour for inspiration on her outfit and found one that really stood out. To replicate it, I used two tan legs with a black hip joint, a white torso that I custom printed using the LEGO minifigure factory from the Orlando LEGO store, which reads, "Who's Taylor Swift anyway? Ew," light nougat arms and hands, Wonder Woman's head, and a top hat. I also gave her a red rock guitar so she could jam out when she turns 22. It seems like the ninja from Ninjago of this year know her all too well and want to protect her at all costs from the scum and villainy trying to steal her music. I wanted to take a quick second and just share how I was able to produce these custom one-of-a-kind torsos. If you didn't know, LEGO offers a feature in certain LEGO stores where you are able to create your own custom printed minifigure torso. Because I knew I was going to be in Orlando, I decided it would be a great idea to try my hand at creating some custom torsos for the video, and I don't think these disappoint. After a long time working on these, I was able to replicate certain outfits from the tour quite well, and I'm super pleased with the results. I also got a name break out of it with the location of the store I printed it on the back. We're now taking a trip to 2014, but we've also got some nostalgia for 1989, which was Taylor's next era. With the release of the 1989 album, people were saying welcome to New York because Taylor certainly has style. For this outfit, I looked at the 1989 World Tour, specifically this outfit, which actually showed up in about a million other pictures as well. To match this picture, I started with her shoes, and I used modified black 1x1 plates with a tooth on one side. I then used 1x1 tan plates for her legs and purple short legs for her shorts. I used a plain black torso for her shirt, and I used light nougat arms and hands to complete the torso. I used a smiling face in light nougat with blonde eyebrows for the head, and to finish the figure, I used Black Widow's hairpiece in blonde. As an accessory, I also gave her a microphone so she can take the bad blood and shake it off in her wildest dreams. It's time to take a look into 2017 and the Reputation era.
Are you ready for it?
There will be no explanation, there will just be reputation.
This was the first minifigure in the series that I designed and one of my personal favorites. I once again took inspiration from the Eras Tour for this outfit because of how cool she looked with the flames going up around her. This is a specific picture I referenced. Starting with her hair, I found the perfect hairpiece to represent her from the Eras Tour, which is a long blonde hairpiece with bangs that is also used for the other Eras Tour figures. I also used Wonder Woman's head for this figure and found the perfect torso, which I took from a LEGO City scuba diver and flipped it backwards because the red stripes look like the snake's fixed on her outfit during the tour. I used one black arm and leg, one light nougat arm, and one tan leg in order to match the look that she has when wearing the bodysuit. Don't blame me for not spending over $10 on each light nougat leg. I also gave her a microphone so she could perform for her endgame. I'd like to take a moment to thank everyone who has made it this far into the video. If you have enjoyed the content you've been seeing and want to see more like it in the future, click that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you can know when I release new content just like this. Also, if you don't know, I have an Instagram account where I will be showing these figures off in greater detail, and there will be a link to it down in the description. Now, let's get back into the video. It's now 2019 and we're in the Lover era. This was by far the hardest era for me to design a minifigure for. For inspiration, I specifically used arguably one of the most iconic outfits from the Eras tour for the Lover era. It's the sparkling leotard that she wears, which was used as promotional material for her movie, and I wanted this to be absolutely perfect because of how iconic it is. I also wasn't going to have a cruel summer because I got roasted in the comments. To match this outfit, I used a minifigure factory from the Lego store to produce this one-of-a-kind unique print of her dazzling leotard from the concert and light nougat arms and hands. This is only a one-of-one replica and cannot be recreated because I spent an hour on this torso specifically for this video, so please don't ask if and where you could buy it. I'm super pleased with the outcome of this torso and think it wonderfully completes this figure in the series. For the head, I use another smiling face with blonde eyebrows. But there is also something I haven't told you guys yet about the face. It happens to be double-sided, and we all know that a symbol of the Lover era itself is the dark pink heart around Taylor's right eye. So all this is to say that I might have committed a Lego sin. I know, but wait before you comment. I used a dark pink Sharpie to draw on the other side of her face to replicate the Lover heart as best as I possibly could. Needless to say, it is not perfect. However, I think it turned out pretty good for what it is.
By the way, this wasn't the only attempt. I messed up the first 2 times and I was lucky enough to be able to wipe away the Sharpie before it dried so I could try a 3rd time.
Anyways, to finish the figure off, I used the Eras Tour hairpiece that I've been using for all of the Eras Tour figures. And for an accessory, I gave Taylor a microphone because we know she will perform for her fans in the daylight or night. Transitioning into the folklore era, we look at how Taylor's music changed in 2020 when people couldn't interact like they used to. As is the point of the video, we're going to look at the Eras Tour again, and no, her outfit isn't a cardigan. Her outfit is a white dress with flowing cloth coming from her wrists and collar like a cape. So that's exactly what I did. I used a newer 2x2 dress piece in white and the torso from Marion, which came in the Indiana Jones theme from 2008. I also used a white cape to represent the flow of Taylor's dress from the tour and a smiling face with blonde eyebrows for the head. To finish the figure, I used the same hairpiece from the Reputation era because that's the hairpiece that is consistent with her hairstyle from the tour. Finally, for her accessory, she also gets a microphone like the other figures so she can show everyone that she is the one. We also got Evermore in 2020, and for this album, I specifically looked at the album cover for inspiration in making the figure. While it certainly isn't the strongest figure in the series, I could tolerate it because the stronger figures give me happiness and make up for the weaker characters of the series, which brings me closure. For this figure in particular, I looked at the Evermore album itself for inspiration of her outfit and noticed that she has a flannel. Since there isn't always a Lego part in the color I need, I chose to improvise and I gave her a red flannel with dark tan legs. I also tried my best to give her a hairpiece that looks most similar to the braid she has with the outfit, as well as the regular classic smiling face with blonde eyebrows for her head. Long story short, even though this figure isn't perfect, she is definitely still comparable with some of the others throughout the series. As we move into 2022, we aren't done yet. Taylor released Midnights to complete the eras of her music, while in the process of remaking her own music so she owns it. And of course, we'll be looking at an outfit from the Eras tour, specifically her blue leotard. For this outfit, I used tan legs with a dark blue hip joint, a backwards Superman torso, Black Widow's face, and the same hairpiece as Reputation, Fearless, and so many other figures throughout the series. I'm not going to question why it looks so good. This figure certainly portrays the anti-hero in her. Overall, I'm super pleased with this figure, and I think it is certainly one of the standouts that I was able to create in my studio. Anyways, that's gonna do it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed the video, as it has been a long time coming and in the works for months. I just wanted to take a moment to say that I have a huge respect for Taylor Swift and everything she has been able to accomplish throughout her career. I'm also glad she is re-recording all of her music so she's able to own it, and I fully support her decision to do so. Finally, here's a Travis Kelce minifigure with a Kansas City Chiefs version of Taylor Swift, because I have a feeling people are going to want to see one. Thank you so much if you have made it all the way through the video. If you'd like to see more content like this, make sure to check out my channel. If you do believe the video deserves a rating, make sure to leave a like. And if you enjoy my other content and want to see the future content I produce, make sure to subscribe. With that, I hope you all have a safe and wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you all in the next video.